Hello, sweet ones. It's Grandma Suzie here, sitting in my cozy chair with a cup of tea, ready to share another little piece of wisdom that life has taught me. Today, I want to talk to you about something that we all think about, chase, and often dream of: money. Now, I know many of you are probably rolling your eyes thinking, "Grandma, we've heard this before. We know money isn't everything." But let me tell you, my dear, money is important, but it's not the key to happiness. Not by a long shot. Now, I'm not here to lecture you. I've lived a full life, and I've seen how the chase for money can be both a blessing and a burden. And to help me tell you this story, I want to take you back to a time when I was just a young woman, newly married to the love of my life, Tom. We didn't have much in the way of wealth, but what we had was worth far more than anything money could buy. Let me take you on a journey with us, one that will help you understand why true happiness isn't found in the size of your bank account, but in the richness of your relationships, your values, and your ability to appreciate life's simple treasures. Chapter 1. A Humble Beginning. I met Tom when I was just a girl working in a little diner in town. He walked in one rainy afternoon, all soaked through, and I swear the moment our eyes met, I knew my life would never be the same. Tom wasn't flashy. He didn't have much money, just a modest salary from his job as a mechanic, but he had something that caught my attention: a heart full of kindness and a smile that made everything seem brighter. When we got married, we didn't have a grand ceremony or a house full of fancy things. In fact, we didn't even have a car of our own for a while. We had an old beat-up truck that broke down more often than it ran, but it didn't matter. Our hearts were full, and we were rich in love and dreams. In those early days, Tom and I would sit on the porch of our tiny apartment, watching the sunset, talking about everything and nothing. And while we didn't have a lot of material things, we never felt poor. Sure, we worried about bills sometimes, and there were weeks when we had to stretch our pennies a little further than we wanted to. But what we had, our love, our health, and each other, was the foundation of everything. Chapter 2. Chasing the Dream. As the years went by, Tom and I both worked hard. We wanted to make a better life for ourselves, and we dreamed of owning a home, traveling the world, and providing for our family when the time came. We were determined to build something that felt secure, something that would give us peace of mind. Tom worked his hands to the bone, taking extra shifts at the garage, fixing cars, and learning new skills. I worked too. Sometimes long hours at the diner and other times sewing dresses for women in town to make extra money. We scrimped, saved, and planned. But the harder we worked, the more we started to realize something. The more we made, the more we wanted. First, it was small things. We upgraded our furniture from hand-me-downs to something new. We bought a car that didn't break down every other week. But as the years went on, our list of wants grew. We wanted a bigger house, a nicer car, a vacation home by the beach. And oh, how easy it was to get caught up in the notion that the next purchase, the next milestone, would be the one that finally brought us happiness. Looking back now, I can see how easily we both fell into the trap. You see, we were no longer content with what we had. We were chasing an illusion of happiness that came in the form of material wealth. We thought that if we just had more money, more things, more status, life would be perfect. But let me tell you, sweet ones, life doesn't work that way. Chapter 3: The Wake-Up Call. One winter evening, Tom and I sat down in our cozy living room in our bigger house. A house that had everything we thought we wanted. We had a beautiful fireplace, polished floors, and shiny appliances. But somehow, even though we had all the things we thought would bring us happiness, there was still an emptiness inside. I looked over at Tom, who was sitting by the fire with a faraway look in his eyes. I could tell he was thinking about something important, so I asked Tom, "What's on your mind?" He sighed and looked at me. "Suzie, we've worked so hard for all this. But I'm starting to wonder if we've missed the point. We have everything we thought we wanted, but I don't feel as happy as I thought I would. Do you?" I sat there staring at the fire, and for the first time in a long while I realized something. My heart felt heavy with truth. I nodded slowly. "I don't either, Tom. We've been chasing the wrong thing, haven't we?" It was in that moment that I understood. Money couldn't buy us happiness, and all the things we had accumulated didn't fill the hole we thought they would. What we truly needed wasn't more things. It was more time, more love, and more meaning in our lives. Rebuilding our priorities. That conversation with Tom was a turning point for us. We decided to scale back, to simplify our lives, and to focus on what truly mattered. We sold the big house and moved into a smaller, cozier place, a little cottage with a garden and a porch swing, just like the one we'd had when we were younger. We stopped working so many extra hours and started spending more time with each other, our family, and our friends. Instead of measuring our success by how much we earned, we began to measure it by how rich our lives felt with love, joy, and purpose. We stopped keeping up with the Joneses and started investing in the things that truly made us happy. Our health, our relationships, our passions, and our community. We traveled when we could, but we found that it didn't always have to be a grand vacation. A trip to the lake on a weekend, walking through the woods hand in hand, was often just as fulfilling as a trip overseas. We cooked dinner together, played games on rainy afternoons, and celebrated the small victories. The true measure of wealth. Now, sweet one, let me share with you the most important lesson I've learned. The true measure of wealth isn't how much money you have or how many things you own. It's how full your heart is. Tom and I are both retired now, and I often look back on our lives and smile. We don't have a fortune to pass down to our children or a mansion to leave behind, but we have something far greater. A lifetime of shared experiences, love, laughter, and deep connection. We've learned that happiness doesn't come from things. It comes from people, from purpose, and from living each day with intention. I want you to understand, sweet one, that it's okay to work hard and build the life you want. Money in itself isn't the problem, it's how you choose to use it. It's how you let it shape your values, your choices, and your heart. Let money be a tool, not the goal. I hope you take this lesson with you into the world. Money can't buy happiness, but living a life full of love, kindness, and purpose can. That is the greatest wealth of all. The riches of life. As I sit here holding my cup of tea, watching the sun set over the garden Tom and I planted together, I feel incredibly rich. My riches are measured by the love in my heart, the memories I've made, and the peace I've found in living a life that truly matters. Money is important, yes, but it's not the end-all be-all. What matters most is the life you build, the relationships you nurture, and the joy you bring to the world. So my sweet ones, chase those riches that money can't buy: love, kindness, gratitude, and purpose, and you'll find happiness beyond anything you could ever purchase. With all my love, Grandma Suzie. Thank you, my dears, for spending this time with me. Remember, life's journey is better when we walk it together. If these stories and reflections warmed your heart, be sure to subscribe and join me for more wisdom, comfort, and a little sprinkle of joy. Together, let's keep growing one story at a time. Until next time, stay safe, stay hopeful, and remember, you're never alone. Grandma loves you.